Hey guys, it's Tim at RenerdifiedReads back with episode 3 of From the Couch for you guys today. It's my favorite reading spot. Wanted to come on and ask you guys about signed books. Do you guys get signed books? Do you have any signed books? The only signed books you have, special editions that just so happen to also be signed copies. I brought down a few books off of my shelves to show as examples of how I've gotten signed copies. I want to see if you guys do the same. Do you have other ways you get signed copies? So the first, I thought of 3 ways. The first one I thought of was just pre-ordering them. I have 2 that I brought down off my shelves. One I already had down because I'm going to read it soon. And it's Discovery by J.A.J. Minton. And just when the sale went live, just hopped right online and put it in my cart, checked out. Came in the mail, a month, 6 weeks later, whenever it went live. And then another example of that is Blake Crouch, who's one of my favorite authors of all time, right? I have his most recent one, Upgrade, signed. Again, pre-ordered it from, I think, his local indie bookstore. I think that's how he does it. Edward Ashton does it the same way, and most of my Edward Ashtons are also signed, pre-ordering them from his local indie bookstore. And this will bring it back up in a minute or two as to why I do pre-orders for those. But I've done pre-orders, and I that's a way I have found to get signed books. I've also found them in the wild. I just hunt, look at a bookstore, at a Books A Million, at a Barnes and Noble, maybe sometimes at an indie bookstore. I found Jay Kristoff's Empire of the Vampire at a Books A Million. And funny story about this is I bought it around sometime between Black Friday and Christmas, the year it came out, like shortly after it came out, and I didn't realize that it was a signed copy until I was about to read it. And I picked it up about a week before I was going to read it because I was finishing something else. I was going to read it, start the new year with it. And I looked and I'm like, holy crap, this is signed. I did not know it. So I've done that. I've been at the bookstores too and have gotten shelf stock. Just found a signed book and had another book or 2 in my hands. And I went and put the other books away and I decided to get the signed copy. So I've done that a few times. I have others that I've signed. I think my copy of The Adventures of Amina El Sarafi, I believe that one's signed, just regular shelf stock. And then the other way that I thought of how I've gotten signed books is the most obvious way to get signed books, and that's going to an author book signing. So like I said, I like Jay Kristoff. I also went and met Jay Kristoff for Empire of the Damned. He came to my area about 2 hours away and met him. I got the ones that I did not have, his books that I did not have signed, as adult books that I did not have signed. So he has, signed all my books of his that I own. And then I've also met Pierce Brown. I'm going to mention Red Rising again because it's my favorite sci-fi series of all time. I have Lightbringer signed. Pierce Brown went again to my area of the United States of America, met him, got it signed, and it was like, great. And I think that's my favorite way to get signed books, is to go to author book signings, because it just adds a human element to getting them, more of a personal attachment to the books. I remember for Lightbringer and Empire of the Damned, I'd be reading it and I would just randomly flip back to the front page and be like, holy crap, I have a signed copy and that's personalized and I've met the author. So, there's other authors that, like Ed Ashton and Blake Crouch, who aren't doing events near me. So I can't go and meet them, unfortunately. Wish they were. I really do. I would jump on the opportunity to go meet them. But there's just a few ways that I thought of how I've gotten signed books. I think I signed books or signed books for me are what special editions are for other people. I hunt down more signed copies and less special editions. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have signed books? Do you guys hunt down signed books? Do you just think I'm weird? Let me know.